what's going on, everybody? Sorry, I've been away for a little bit. Decided to take a break. I got really burnt out, and I was in a bad mental state for a little bit. But don't worry, I'm back, and everything is fine. So today, I'm gonna be making. I was in a mood for making a burger, and I did a lot of research to see what I can find to give you guys the best burger that I can make, and something that you can make at home. You don't have to go out and do anything crazy with. So don't worry, we're gonna get it going, and hopefully you guys enjoy this video. And also, if you guys did, go ahead and smash that like button. So let's get started.
First thing we're going to get going, we're going to go ahead and get this prep done. This is going to be a little bit extra prep, but it's going to make everything easier. So first, we're going to go and peel and mince our garlic. Then we're going to go and peel the skin off the ginger. And we're going to use our little mini shredder to actually shred it. If you don't have a small one, go ahead, that's easy. Then we're going to go and cut and mince the peppers up. Then we're going to go and finally chop this parsley. Take the onion here, we're gonna whole slice it because we're gonna go and pickle this one, and also later on we're gonna do another pretty much whole slice to this because we're gonna make some good old onion rings. So for this, if you don't have a mandolin or you don't want to use it because it's you should definitely respect this, you can go ahead and cut it with your knife. But if you have one and you feel comfortable using it, go ahead. So after the onions, we're going to take some of the whole cut onions that we have. We're going to put them into a dish. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar. And then I added some normal vinegar. And we're going to just let these sit. These are going to pickle, and it's going to add a nice pickle taste to it, a little sour taste to it. And we're going to set these aside until serving. We're going to take these. I'm using sweet potatoes. You don't have to. You can go ahead and use normal potato, normal russet, or Idaho. We're going to go and peel these, and we're going to cut these into fry-shaped lengths. I decided we're gonna add a little bit of bacon to this, because everything tastes better in bacon. Here I got a half a cup of pressed brown sugar, and then I went and used this sauce that I made. It's a honey chili sauce. If you don't have this, you can go ahead and use some ketchup if you want. Then we're gonna paint this onto the actual bacon itself. It's gonna give it a good candied taste to it. We're gonna take that bacon, I cut it in half, and we're gonna pretty much brush it on. If you don't have a pastry brush, you can go ahead and just use your finger or a spoon. It works the same way. I just have this because it made it a little bit easier for me. We're going to cook this bacon slow, so I put it in an oven at 225 and let it cook until you get a nice color and texture on the outside. You want a nice little crunch to it. We're going to go ahead and get started with these sauces for these burgers. So here I took some garlic, I took some oregano leaves, and I took some cilantro, threw it in there with some 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar. Also threw some chili flakes in there and some paprika, and I used about a cup or close to a cup. I would say a cup and a half or 3/4 of a cup of olive oil, and gave this a good mix up. Add more if you need to. This is gonna be your chimichurri sauce for the actual burger itself too. Also, this chimichurri sauce is also really good with steaks, so feel free to use this on pretty much any meat. Chicken, steak, pork. It is super delicious. I'm gonna give that a real quick rinse out, and then we're gonna go and make our spicy avocado mayo. Here I took half a cup of mayo. You can use any mayo you want. Then I used 3 tablespoons of lemon juice or lime juice, it doesn't matter. Some salt, and then I took some salt and some pepper together. And it went about a tablespoon or tablespoon and a half of this ghost pepper sauce that I made. Then went about 3 tablespoons of this roasted garlic sauce, and then I had 1 avocado that I put in there, and then I gave this a good mix up. You want to make sure there's no chunks in there, and this is going to make it easier to actually spread onto the actual burger bun. Don't forget to, as you do it, go ahead and scrape out the sides so you get a nice smooth consistency like this. It's time to make our batter for our onion rings. So here we're going to take 2 cups of flour. Then I went and put in a 1/4 cup of cornstarch. This is going to give it a nice crispy texture when you go ahead and fry it. Then I used 2 tablespoons of paprika. Then went 4 tablespoons of this Northern Voodoo seasoning. I'll go ahead and put the link down in the description if you want to use it. Then I put some salt. And we're going to give that a good mix up. And after we got everything incorporated, you're going to take any beer that you like, or if you don't want to use beer, you can go ahead and use some seltzer water or anything carbonated water, non-flavored. I just fear that giving a little beer gives it a better taste to it. Then we're going to give that a good mix up until it starts to look like mud. And we're going to put that in the fridge. We want that nice and cold and chilled because it makes sure it cakes onto the onions. Now it's time to cut your onions for the onion rings. If you've already done this, it's fine. But when you do this, pretty much the same way as you did for the pickled onions, but you want it a little bit thicker because when they fry, you want a nice little bite into it. You don't want no small ones, and they're pretty much going to break down or, fry too quickly. We get that meat mixture set up. But anyway, so you're going to take whatever leftover onions you have and pretty much just give those a nice mince up. We want them pretty small, so you don't want them too big because you want the burger to stay together as it cooks. So here, after I got them minced up, I also took some of that parsley that we finely chopped up and threw that into the actual meat mixture itself. Was in there, we're going to give that a good mix up to make sure we get everything incorporated into the meat. Be careful, you don't want to overmix it, and also you don't want too much actual stuff in there because it's going to fall apart as you cook it. And now we're going to go ahead and season it. Here I took some of Voodoo Chef's seasoning, then salt and pepper, and gave that a good mix up, and we're going to set this aside. Now we're going to heat up some oil. You want the oil to be between 300 to 350 degrees. Here I'm using canola oil to heat this oil up. While the oil is heating up, we're going to go ahead and get our cast iron pan. If you don't have one, that's fine. You can go ahead and use a normal nonstick. Get that heated up, and we're going to go ahead and get our burgers cooking while we wait for that oil to heat up. you want that medium rare, these are going to take about 3 minutes per side. If you want it a little bit more well done, go ahead and use 4 or 5. When we go ahead and flip these, we're going to go and take any cheese you like. Here I use a smoked Gouda because I love the texture and the taste of it to the burger. And it depends what type of cheese you have. Mine, I have to actually put a cover on it so that steam melts the cheese like this. Man, look at that yummy goodness. I love cheese. Or then we're going to pretty much just take those when it's done cooking and set those aside and let those rest. Our oil should be nice and hot now, so we can go ahead and throw our sweet potato fries in there. These are going to take about 4 to 8, maybe 10 minutes to cook, depending on how thick you cut these or how small you cut these. Once all the fries are done, now it's time for those lovely onion rings. So here you can see that it's a little bit thicker when I put it in the fridge, and this is what you're looking for. So you're going to take those whole onions and pretty much just batter them up, throw them in there. Just be careful, kind of do like 1 or 2 at a time because they will stick, and that's not what you want. So here, just kind of throw them in there, and then after you have them all in there, go ahead and give them a little mix up so they don't stick together. As you can see, mine started sticking, so I had to go ahead and remedy that situation. These cooked in about 3 to 4 minutes until you get a nice golden brown on the outside. So guys, now we're going to start plating. We're going to take some of that mayo, put it on the bottom bun. Here I'm using a brioche bun. Then take some lettuce. Then went the actual burger itself. Then those pickled onions. And then a little bit of that chimichurri sauce. Then the other burger. Then went the bacon. And then the onion rings went on top of that. And then the other bun. The fries, I went ahead and used of my ghost pepper sauce with a little of that honey chili sauce and some of that actual bacon mixture that I had on there. It made it taste really good.
Now, I've got done with it, so let's try this bad boy out. Look at that. Oh man. See how it tastes? That's good. That's real good. Oh man. I wish you could have some sort of taste of vision. Oh. That's money. Oh man. So, you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope to catch you guys next time. Peace.